In these problems, we are multiplying whole numbers by mixed fractions. And there's sort of a standard way to go about this. You convert the mixed number into an improper fraction first, and then you do fraction multiplication, and then maybe simplify and convert back to a mixed number. There's also maybe a shortcut for some of these problems depending on the numbers, so I'll show you that if it applies. Let's try this first one in the traditional way. The first step is to convert this mixed number into an improper fraction. So I'm going to multiply here the denominator times the whole number. 3 times 2 is 6. 6 plus 1 is 7. So we have 7/3. And the 5, I'm going to write as a fraction 5 over 1. Any whole number is itself over 1. And then when we multiply, 5 times 7 is 35, and 1 times 3 is 3. I don't think 35 is divisible by 3, so I don't think there's anything to simplify here or factor out. So I just need to convert it back to a mixed number. So the question is, how many 3's are there in 35? And I know 3 times 10 is 30, 3 times 11 is 33. So it's going to be 11, and 35 minus 33 would be 2. So 2/3, 11 and 2/3. So I did that by just basically in my head dividing 35 by 3. If that doesn't work in your head, just divide 35 by 3. You'll get a remainder of 2, and that's how you get a quotient of 11 and a remainder of 2, and that's how many thirds you have left over for the fraction part. Now, this might be simpler to do as a shortcut. The shortcut is this. You think about 5 times 2 and 5 times 1/3. 5 times 2 is 10, and 5 times 1/3 is 5/3, 5 over 3. 5 over 1 times 1 over 3 is 5 over 3. Now, this is an improper fraction, so we'd want to convert that back. How many 3's are there in 5? Well, 1 with 2 left over, so it's 10 plus 1 and 2/3. Oh, well, that equals 11 and 2/3. Did that seem easier to you? If it does, go ahead and use that method. It'll help you arrive at the same answer. Let's try one more. So 1 4/5 times 3. So the first step would be to convert this to an improper fraction, the mixed number. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 4 is 9, so that's 9/5 times 3 over 1. So 9 times 3 is 27, and 5 times 1 is 5, so we have 27/5. So converting this back to a mixed number, I know that 5 times 5 is 25, so there are 25 fifths in here, and that leaves 2 left over, so 2/5. If that didn't make sense, you can just take 27 divided by 5. Your quotient will be 5. Your remainder will be 2. Now let's try this with my other, what might be a shortcut method. We would think of this as 1 plus 4/5 and multiply both those things times 3. So 3 times 1 is 3, and 3 times 4/5, 3 over 1 times 4 over 5, that'd be a 12 on top and a 5 on the bottom. And how do we convert 12 over 5 to a mixed number? Well, how many 5's in 12? There's 2. 2 times 5 is 10 with 2 left over, so plus 2 and 2/5. So that would equal 5 and 2/5. You can see we get to the same answer either way. So use whichever method works best for you. But that's a little bit of work with multiplying mixed numbers by whole numbers.